Hello there everybody, my name is David as always, and today I'm with my good friend Tim. And today, well, we are planning to do a Kingdom Hearts 3 LP, which I've been looking forward to for quite a long time, I'm not going to lie. And so before we get into that, the two of us would like to talk to you about our experiences with the Kingdom Hearts series. Starting with myself, I have something of a love-hate relationship with the series. I grew up with it and I was massively into it when it first came out. I just gripped by both the game and the story, if you can believe that. Like, I actually was invested in the story at the time. And then as the series went on and got more convoluted, it got harder to follow. Thankfully, I have two siblings. Well, I had two siblings who...
Not anymore, since you showed them Kingdom Hearts.
No,
they've all gone.
I have an extra sibling. I was just not leaving out my littlest brother. No. What I mean to say is... Okay, well... we had all these different consoles, basically, and because we had all these consoles, we could actually keep track of the series, because, weirdly enough, the Kingdom Hearts series seems to have been very undecided as to which platform it would like to appear on, and it decided all of them. And the only way you can really follow the series now is to just play the PS3 and PS4 compilation games for it. So, that said, yeah, we've been following it for quite a while.
You've been following it for quite a while.
I've been following it for a while.
I've also been there.
You've been there
occasionally.
Too. And yeah, this series that was once a wonderful mix of Disney and Final Fantasy kind of ended up becoming its own thing in a very, I want to say a very convoluted way. It started to integrate its own plot, and its own plot kind of overshadowed all of the whimsy of the Disney and the pre-established edginess of the Final Fantasy, and it just got really surreal. So, what would you say are your experiences with Kingdom Hearts, Tim? Because I think you can summarise this a little better than me.
Nothing. I think it was on a whim. You showed me Kingdom Hearts 1.5, which was the Caesar ice cream one. And it was the theater mode of that because the game was so bad that they released the theater mode with 2. And I thought it was convoluted anime bullshit and I hated it. Mm-hmm. And then you showed me another one, which was a rehash of 1. And I hated it.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
And then we watched the mobile phone MMO and I hated it. Gameplay wise, I know they're like sort of the spectacle fighters, they're button mashers. Which everyone loves. Everyone in the games media loves that phrase. They haven't aged well. You forced me to. I think it was like it must have been like a decade ago. You forced me to play the first one, and I couldn't get past the tutorial because it was just so floaty and poorly aged that I couldn't stand it. And then you made me play Mario, and I also hated it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, no, the older Kingdom Hearts games haven't aged quite as well. The movement and the combat has gotten better as the series has gone on. But
so have my drinking habits.
Yeah, that's fair to say. The thing about Kingdom Hearts is people don't really go in it for the gameplay. I think saying that the gameplay is good is kind of...
Oh, they don't go in it for the gameplay.
Well, they go in it for the... Well, they remember it for its story. I think that's... people come to Kingdom Hearts for the story in a very backhanded kind of way. It's kind of... The Kingdom Hearts series kind of looked at Metal Gear Solid as a quintology, well, quadrilogy really at the time, and said, you think that's convoluted? We can one-up that. What's that? Oh, what's that? Revolver Ocelot is
an arm?
He's an arm, and he's like connecting to someone by becoming their arm or some shit.
He's doing this.
Yeah, he's doing that all the time. Yeah, we're gonna one-up that. Sora, the main character of Kingdom Hearts, is like 5 different people throughout the series. He's a lot of different people.
Oh, he's the little boy, isn't he?
He's the main character, yeah. Of the whole franchise.
Yeah, sorry.
You know, in preparation for Kingdom Hearts 3, though, I have done a little bit of...
Not the third one in the game.
Which is not the third in the series. Kingdom Hearts 3 is like the 10th game in the series. 10th, 11th, 12th. There's a lot of games in the Kingdom Hearts series.
Because some of them are decimals.
Yeah, some of them are decimals.
They're
some
not
of them...
finished games.
Some of them are just have subtitles. So look, I'm just gonna we'll put on the screen now the order of Kingdom Hearts games. I've lost track of where I am. Here they are.
You're on that one.
Yeah, they're all here. These are where all the games are. These are all the games in the series in this order. But That said, they look lovely, don't they? You're looking more confused at this. Anyway, that said, I've done a bit of revisiting of the Kingdom Hearts series and the plot, so I know what exactly is going on in 3. But Tim, I was wondering if you could possibly give me a plot summary of the Kingdom Hearts series, of everything that's happened up to this point that leads us into Kingdom Hearts 3.
I am the most perceptive person on the planet, so I can easily do this for you.
Please do.
There were 3 games before this.
Hmm?
The first one was Kingdom Hearts, The Kingdom Hearts, in which a little boy named Sora went on an adventure with Mickey Mouse and Squirrel from Final Fantasy X, and they found keys and opened doors with them and killed souls. Then in Kingdom Hearts 2, Goofy died. And Sora was another kind of little boy wearing a black cloak, and they all ate blue sea salt ice cream on a clock tower for like 30 days. No, for a year, because it was called 365 over 2, which is 182.5 days of eating ice cream, which is diabetes level of consumption.
That's a lot of ice cream, damn straight.
And then nothing happened. They learned the value of friendship. Then in the third game, Sora was a computer, and Mickey Mouse's diary was an ebook that got like deleted by accident, and he had to remake it. So it was a rehash of 1, but everything looked like shit. And there was a parrot that threw up in Aladdin's mouth. And then the computer became real life and attacked Mickey Mouse. But that turned out to be a computer as well. Because Malesolent threw a book at a wall.
Okay, so...
And that hurt everyone in the book because the book was made of memories. And then the Kingdom Hearts boy drew his Keyblade along with everyone else and escaped to the book and became real. And then this one, 2.8, is Kingdom Hearts 4.
Okay, now Tim, everything you just said there is completely wrong. Like, wrong in every possible respect, but also close enough. Close enough, though.
I know there's a council of like 8 people that sit on really high chairs wearing clothes and add X to an anagram of their name.
You've got that right, actually. That's not incorrect. That's definitely true.
Oh, so I'm right about everything.
13, there's 13 of them, not 8, but yes.
Oh.
And you get the whole thing with Leonard Nimoy trying to clone himself to make loads of Leonard Nimoy clones, yes?
Oh yeah, because he wanted to open a theme park on the moon.
Yes, there, you got it. That's all of Kingdom Hearts. So,
And he wanted to call the park Kingdom Hearts, and he was giving people Keyblades so that they could open the doorways to the moon. But they couldn't find the right one. They were opening doorways to Disney films.
You go about, and Kingdom Hearts 1 is a pandering adventure, a collection of Disney and Square Enix properties pandering to the lowest common denominators for a cheap cash grab. It's true. It's true, it's for the kids. That's Kingdom Hearts 1. It's not convoluted in any way. You know, Mickey Mouse tells you the tutorial. You've got to have the spirit within you, which manifests itself as a Keyblade that can unlock doors to other Disney worlds. And that's the framing mechanism. It's a tour. It's a small world with Square Enix properties and Disney properties instead of multiculturalism that's manifest as racist stereotypes, in matter of fact.
I've never heard Kingdom Hearts likened to It's a Small World, but I kind of love that.
It is. You're basically sitting in a car waving. It's like those old theme park rides where you'd go around with like a laser gun.
Yeah.
But you'd be in a car and you'd be shooting targets. It's that, but with a Keyblade sword. It's like jousting. It's like Mickey Mouse jousting.
I get the guiltiest pleasure out of doing this. I've done it quite a few times. I'm going to try and, as succinctly as possible, explain the actual Kingdom Hearts plot. So the Kingdom Hearts series essentially starts with Kingdom Hearts Key, which is the mobile phone game where it's all about
That's the prequel.
Yeah, all about those weirdos in masks. Even I kind of struggle to understand that one, I'm not going to lie, but they basically, in summary, have a big dispute, and it leads to the Keyblade War, which is a big landmark moment within Kingdom Hearts' history, and separated all these different worlds. So these Disney worlds are all kind of broken apart because of this big Keyblade War that threw everything off kilter. Birth by Sleep then happens, which is Xehanort, the evil bastard who helped to facilitate that war. Leonard Nimoy voiced, rest in peace. He manipulates a bunch of kids, Ventus, Terra, and Aqua, to do his bidding. He steals Terra's body, hence why Terra kind of looks like the final boss of most of the series games. He knocks Ventus into unconsciousness, pretty much indefinitely, and he sends Aqua to hell. So that happens. Ventus, despite being unconscious, mentally connects with a little kid he met on an island called Sora, and permanently imprints part of his heart onto Sora's heart. The first of many instances where Sora ends up...
His Dark Souls.
Yes, yeah, his Dark Souls. Like his Dark Side, actually. Yeah, his Dark Side gets connected to Sora, hence why Sora grows up to look like Ventus's Dark Side, and why Ventus looks like Roxas. Don't worry too much about that. Don't complicate any harder than we need to.
Visual metaphor.
It's all visual metaphors.
Visual metaphor.
Except they're not metaphors, they're actually happening.
Yeah, but
So, next game after that, Kingdom Hearts 1, Sora goes off on this adventure with the Keyblade he inherits from Ventus. He meets his Disney friends, Donald and Goofy, goes on an adventure to save the Disney World, meets one of the incarnations of Xehanort, who's an evil bastard who calls himself Ansem. He's not Ansem, but he calls himself that. Kingdom Hearts ends with Sora defeating this one incarnation of Xehanort, even though it's not defeated, it just comes back later.
it's like a soul shard or a soul
yeah,
aspect.
kind of like one of his like separated souls.
Shadowling.
Yes, yeah, but it comes back later anyway. Then you have Chain of Memories, where Sora runs through a castle called Castle Oblivion. The castle where, incidentally, Ventus is actually hidden underneath it, although they never bump into him there. Runs through his castle. The castle wipes your memories as you run through it. By the end of it, he has forgotten near enough everything. Like, he retreads all of Kingdom Hearts 1 for the Game Boy.
How many remakes of the first game are there?
There's like 4 or 5 remakes of the first
So there
game.
aren't really 13 games. There are about 9.
There are a lot
but
of-
most of them are the first game.
Revisited in a different gameplay system.
Recoded.
Yeah. Recoded, if you
Because
will.
Square Enix builds their engines from scratch each time.
Chain of Memories is Sora and his friend Riku as well, running through this castle, losing the memories. By the end of it, Riku gets out scot-free, doesn't lose any memories, but although he does end up stuck looking like Ansem, which isn't ideal. And then, while Sora is asleep, we have 368 over 2 days, which we did.
Because she is a shadow cloak.
She is Kairi's nobody. So a nobody is when you're killed, your heart splits off.
Your soul.
Your soul.
Your ghost.
Yeah, your ghost becomes heartless, a little monster, and a nobody, a weird former shell of yourself who is, for the most part, emotionless and cold and calculating. So, except they find out later they do have emotions. They're just being repressed. But yeah, so
Because they're wearing black.
So Kairi in the first game does lose her heart for a while and becomes part of Sora, as most people do. And during that, and Sora at one point stabs himself, losing his own heart at one point as well. Due to these incidents, they end up making 2 new characters called Roxas and Naminé, who are their nobodies. And Roxas and Naminé, while Sora's asleep, Kairi's off doing her own thing, are both kind of fretting over the fact that when Sora comes back, you're going to get wiped out, Roxas, because you can't both coexist. That doesn't make sense, because you're his leftover body.
So for you to die, you
So
have
yeah,
to
if
kill
Sora comes
yourself.
back, you die as well. You can't
Because the Council of 13 are the baddies.
yeah.
But you're playing as the baddie that's a turncoat.
Roxas, yeah. Roxas turns on them because he's like, this is all messed up. What I've been dragged into this and I don't really know what's going on. And
Hey, my 2 friends that eat ice cream with me.
I eat ice cream with my friends.
Let's GTFO. And party down with Mickey.
In an emotionless fashion, yes.
Except it's not.
But they don't know that. Kingdom Hearts 2 begins with Roxas having a lot of his memories just ripped out of him, and so he thinks he's a normal kid. So he finds out that he is this weird husk of a person who's trapped in a pod somewhere. He ends up losing himself, and just by the end of Kingdom Hearts 2 is one with Sora again. And Sora goes on a second adventure around Disney World and has fun again. Kingdom Hearts 2, all is good. Bumps into loads of nobodies, loads of organisation members, all of whom are Xehanort's bid to make a bunch of clones of himself. That game ends with him taking out another incarnation of Xehanort, but it never sticks because he just comes back later. No matter how many times you kill these different Xehanorts, they just keep coming back. Then you move on to a bunch of other shit, but most importantly is Coded barely impacts the plot. You have Dream Drop Distance, the most recent one that's happened chronologically. In that one, Sora is taking his test to become a real Keyblade Master along with Riku. Riku passes, Sora fails it. Even though Sora's the one who's been doing all the goddamn hard work. And
Wait, so the player character fails?
Yeah, he's not a Keyblade Master, he's just a Keyblade user. He's not, like, fully powered. As fully powered as he could be. Riku is, on the other hand.
So you didn't grind?
No, he didn't grind hard enough, no. Because he's never turned evil at any point. When he gets blasted with a shitload of darkness, he doesn't know what to do. He freaks out and he gets owned by it really hard.
He is an angst attack.
He can't handle the angst. Riku, on the other hand, has spent a long time going through an angsty period, so he can handle the angst.
He's a late stage emo.
Yes, yeah. Yes, that's what he is. He's kind of grown out of the emo kind of phase, but he can still embrace the fashion.
I mean, look at me, you don't grow out.
So, yeah, essentially, they both go on their test. During this test, they keep bumping into Xehanorts, all different types of Xehanorts. Eventually, they get dragged out of their test by Xehanort, who's a big meddling bastard, and he reveals, oh, there's going to be 13 of me. The organisation was an attempt to make that happen.
But we couldn't quite get the numbers. We couldn't get 13 members in our Disney club.
Yeah, we even tried making a
with
fake
all
one.
of these properties.
Yeah.
With all of these Disney properties, we couldn't find enough villains.
All this is happening while Sephiroth's just fucking walking around, and he's never thought to
What's
ask
Maleficent
Sephiroth.
doing? Because she was in Recoded.
She's constantly stalking the main characters and giving them grief.
Is she like a jobber villain that just fucks them over but isn't actually evil?
Yeah, well, she's evil, but she's very self-centered evil. She's a very self-centered evil. She wants to take over everything.
She wants to be Xenu.
No, she just wants to take over everything. Xehanort wants a war to happen. She just wants control. She wants evil order. He wants evil chaos. She's Disney evil. He's Kingdom Hearts evil.
He's Nomura evil.
He's Nomura evil. Essentially, we've now at a point where we realise we need 7 Keyblade wielders, we need 13 Xehanorts, and then when they battle one another, they make the Keyblade, that's key is in the German symbol, which is an X.
Because it means 10 in Roman numerals.
Even though the number 10 isn't really important, 7 and 13 are. Xehanort wants this big conflict to happen to make this Keyblade happen.
Xehanort wants
Hearts
war to happen.
And we need 13 Xehanorts.
They just want
and
Keyblades.
then when 7 Keyblades battle one another, they make the key.
I don't. You're
David.
ow! You're sitting on me now.
David, I can't be in both frames. My knees are.
You're trying to.
Alright, I think that's Kingdom Hearts. That's what we have so far. Kingdom Hearts itself is still so vaguely explained, I can't really gauge what it is. You saying Theme Park on the Moon is the closest lead I have. Kingdom Hearts 3 now, we don't know anything about what this game has to entail. All I know is
Other than trailers.
Yeah, I have seen a couple of trailers which are vague, and I've seen which Disney properties and Pixar properties, which I am excited for, are now going to be represented. With that in mind, because like I say, you come for the Disney, but you begrudgingly stay for
the Kingdom
Hearts, its own plot, its own complicated
People
plot.
want to figure it out, but really there's nothing there. It's kind of like BBC Sherlock, or any Moffat run production for that matter, where it's just cliffhangers but no real actual overarching story plot. It's just the illusion of an overarching story plot that keeps people hooked on to a tour guide through It's the Little Mermaid with
Key.
with a giant key that hurts Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy is almost incidental at this point. It barely even gets mentioned in Kingdom Hearts. It's
Oh,
like
that's
an
a shame.
afterthought. Yeah. Yeah, it actually is. Like, I'd rather Final Fantasy characters just come
The
and
art
do
style
their
would at
thing
least
to-
mesh.
Yeah. But what do you think, Tim, is actually going to happen in Kingdom Hearts 3? For anyone who doesn't know, Tim here has something of a stand power. They're very good at predicting plot twists or just the overarching stories of films, games, all that sort of thing before anything is even like laid out there. Like I think there are even examples of this happening with Kingdom Hearts itself, though. Like there are so many moments where you
Previous
jokingly-
streams, I made a joke and it turned out that I'm the best anime writer that ever existed.
Yeah, you can...
And so Square Enix should hire me and replace Nomura with me.
Yeah, do it. I agree. You should do that.
Oh, you should say it to that one because you're out of focus.
Oh. The fuck. No. Okay. Well, now we're all out of. This set is really.
What are we doing?
I don't-
Can't... I need to redo my hair button.
Go for it.
People call it a ponytail. It's a top knot.
I mean, I don't know hair well enough to know the difference between a ponytail and a top knot. I have curly hair, and that is the extent of my
You have afro
knowledge.
hair, yeah.
Can't do much with this outside of braid it.
Cornrows. I mean, your afro was sick.
Yeah, when I had enough hair for it. So,
Hang on.
Tim. Oh, yeah.
That's thing and. Yeah.
So, Tim, what do you think is going to happen in Kingdom Hearts 3?
Nothing.
It's just going to be there's not even going to be an overarching plot anymore. Everything's fine.
It's not even going to be a finished map. It's going to be like a Blender empty world. You're just going to be a bunch of. You're going to T-pose and you're just going to control it and float along to Mickey Mouse, who's also T-pose. Well, they don't T-pose anymore. They A-pose. It's a new engine.
Oh wow.
Because it's Square Enix.
High tech.
No. Kingdom Hearts 3. I nearly said it's going to be interesting and it's not.
It's going to be different.
It's going to be it's going to be shit.
Okay, but
The gameplay is going to be fine, but the story. Now the story, they've done a lot of clock imagery. Eating ice creams on top of a clock tower, making friends, Sora being reincarnated and being the central actor upon the plot all the time, shadow reflections of themselves, and basically touring through the Disney World, which is just a byproduct of Kingdom Hearts at this point. And there's the whole background of the Keyblade War in the prequel. Now, Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be based around the dawn of another Keyblade War. You're going to be building your own private army of Disney characters.
this is what I wanted
versus
to
Xenu,
be.
who's building his own private army of Disney villains.
Oh, it would be so good. If that were the case, it would be such
I'm
a
kind
good
of
game.
indulging there, and I don't really think it will happen. But at the same time, it's gonna be centered around the idea of another Keyblade War. But I bring up the clock towers because the specific ending I think will happen is going to be based around time travel, because you do not use clocks a lot unless you're doing something referencing time. Even in anime, where the writing is bullshit and stupid and garbage. All the clock imagery throughout. Sora is going to sacrifice himself and travel through time to remove both himself as a result, and there's going to be a really sad goodbye at the end where Mickey Mouse cries, and Goofy cries, and Sora cries, and Zigbar cries, where Sora sacrifices themselves in order to defeat Xenu and achieve Kingdom Hearts, which is love, which will bring back everyone back through time, but it will remove Keyblades, so all the different IPs will be independent, so it can be therefore written down on the Wikipedia pages, written by Nomura in his days off, that it's canon, that this happened, but it removed
Before.
everyone's memory of the friendship that they had together. And that's going to be the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3. Along the way, they're going to go to new IPs. Like I know in the trailers, like I've seen
They
like
go to-
gifs of like Frozen, Toy Story, and you've told me this, but there is not going to be Star Wars, even though Disney owns this.
I'm baffled that Star Wars is not going to be featured.
There's
in-
lightsabers. I've made jokes about it.
Yeah,
the
there are
past.
lightsabers in Kingdom Hearts. One of Xehanort's forms, Xemnas, his nobody, uses lightsabers. So
Now, I've made fun of this before, but you know why this
Why?
isn't going to be in the games? Games have different legal licensing than films. Disney owns the film rights to Star Wars, but who owns the video game rights to Star Wars?
EA,
Square Enix owns Kingdom Hearts. There's not going to be...
it can't touch Star Wars. What
Although
EA
they
has
have
there.
sabotaged it a lot.
So
it
it's-
is unlikely, unless in the DLC and EA loses those rights,
which
hopefully
probably will. Probably.
they should. Unless it's in the DLC, there will not be direct Star Wars. Even though Nomura almost predicted it by having Star Wars C architecture and lightsabers and the Mickey Mouse Force.
And the fact that Keyblade wielders are basically Jedi, like they travel to different worlds, they meddle, they use their magical weapons and their magic powers in order to create havoc, and then
And they want to open a theme park like in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, and then they try and claim no culpability for their actions.
Yeah.
And they kind of fell apart because
And they're
of
prequels.
disputes and legal battles, but yeah.
Legal battle.
Yeah, in the
That's
prequel-
the best way of describing a trade embargo.
And Mark Hamill was a Keyblade wielder also. He was a Keyblade master. Mark Hamill.
Oh, well, you mean he voiced a character?
The voice acting,
Okay.
Mark Hamill appears as a... not actually Mark Hamill himself! He just turns up at one point. Hey, I'm Mark Hamill and I'm a Keyblade master.
It's a good Mark Hamill impersonation.
I didn't know I was doing one.
Nor did I. It wasn't.
Okay, well, with that in mind, I am a little gutted that it doesn't seem to be going the way of all the Disney characters getting to a big crossover war with each other with Keyblades.
You want a Ready Player One fight.
I want Ready Player. I've been waiting like 20 odd years for this franchise to
For
wrap
a Ready
up.
Player One fight, you want Mickey
I
Mouse
just that's the only way to
backed
make.
up by Master Chief
Yes, that's all I want at this.
in the
point.
back of a DeLorean.
Yeah, just make that
Do
happen.
DeLoreans have back seats?
I want Winnie the Pooh to fight Sephiroth and kill him.
That's very Winnie the Pooh character.
That is what Winnie the Pooh would do.
Just maul him like a bear would.
He's making-
But all his like claws are keyblades, then like
Oh my
sharpened
God!
into keys, and he rips a hole in the fabric of the universe because he opens too many keyholes at once.
Oh, brilliant! Yes. See, there's so much you could
You
do
want
with
trash.
this.
You don't want Nomura trash. You want our trash.
I want full trash. I want schlocky trash from this series. I want it to just go full schlocky trash. End of Kingdom Hearts 2 nearly got there where he was jumping off of buildings and slicing them in half and stuff. Like, that's pretty
That's the
trashy.
one where Goofy fell off, and he didn't fall off. He got stabbed.
He got hit with a rock at one point. And he was okay
Is that so
afterwards.
funny to me?
Goofy died for like a minute.
dog being hit by a rock and dying. That's not funny.
It's really funny. It's incredibly funny. Don't get me wrong.
Gosh, it knocked out my gap tooth.
Fucking hell.
Did you just fart, or was that a
I don't know what that was. That
I
wasn't
heard
a fart.
wet squelch.
I heard a squelch somewhere. Where did the squelch come from? I'm scared. I'm gonna drink the rest of my milk.
I think you've had enough calcium for one day. I think you've had enough animal estrogen, you soy boy cock. I say that and I've got a...
You're like the most that ever. That thing you just said, that is you.
That is me.
On top of these names, an extra special thanks to Jack Mortar and PokePal.
I think there'll be some Patreon exclusive videos. Probably more stuff like this, where we're just having a bullshit. So
That's a good way of describing what we do.
having a bullshit could be a sub-series. I think I like this. But that said, thanks very much for watching, and goodbye, everybody.
Oh, I've got myself into. I have to sit down and watch a whole Kingdom Hearts game. Shit.
Welp, that's what you signed up for.
Show me the contract, motherfucker.
I was drinking milk.